What's going on? This is Coach Carruthers going to episode number 4 with the deep dive into squats. And today's episode is going to be all about problems with the squats or common mistakes with squats. So let's jump right into it. The number one mistake I often see with squats is bracing with the core. And I want to go over that real quick. Now, how do I know that the core is not braced properly? In a squat, I know that the core is not properly braced when the ribs are flared out, you have a large arch in your low back, chest is puffed out, and you're trying to stay upright. Biggest issue is the ribs is flared out. So brace the core by pushing the ribs down, tucking the hips just a little bit as you squat down. Now, one of the best ways for me to teach somebody on how to brace their core is laying down on the back, as you see me here. And like I said, we want to prevent the flaring out the ribs. So if you can get your fingers underneath your rib cage, you know you're flaring those ribs out and the core is not properly engaged. So what I'll have you do, practice this, and what I'll do with my clients is I'll lay them down, I'll have them take a big breath in, and then as they exhale, you can feel your ribs get pushed down, and then you can't get your fingers underneath the rib cage anymore. You're gonna get tighter and tighter as you blow out. I want you to hold that tightness as you breathe back in. Now, the trick is when you breathe in, don't let the ribs flare back out. You gotta hold that tightness that you just created with your exhale. Hold that, brace it, and then you're gonna practice breathing while bracing your core. And this is how you should be set up with your squats and deadlifts and other type of exercises. So this is step 1. And then we can take a step further with core exercises, say the dead bug. So we're gonna get in the dead bug position with that braced core. So lift up the legs, 90 degrees, toes are 90 degrees, arms straight up. Now we're gonna make this more dynamic by pushing this leg out and the opposite arm at the same time without letting this flare out. So keep that braced, back push against the floor. As you push out, pull back in, control with intent, going back and forth. So that is a great way to practice bracing your core and being dynamic with it. Now the next thing, obviously, to practice bracing your core is getting up and squatting with the ribs pushed down and the core tight. Now the next mistake I see often is the shifting of the hips. So I'm shifting my weight to my right a little bit. And that's pretty common. Some people are drastic with it. Some people is very subtle. Now, for some people, it's because of the ankle. If you think about if the ankle is tight, I can't get this knee pushing over the toes like it's supposed to, it's gonna compensate by shifting my hips over to the ankle that is mobile to allow me to get deeper. There is a good test for you to know if your ankle mobility is the issue. You're gonna get something like a foam roller. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a fist, and long ways, you're gonna put it right in front of your foot, and then you're gonna place the foam roller on the other side of the hand. You're gonna get in a half kneeling stance, and all you're gonna do is try to drive your knee past your toes to the foam roller. Great. I don't have an issue with my ankle mobility on my left side. Checking the right side, same thing, all good. I want you to do the same thing to know if your ankle mobility is the issue. Now we just did core, we did ankles. If those two are great and you don't have an issue, then you either have a hip mobility issue, so you need to focus on hip mobility within your warm-ups, or it's a form issue and you just need to practice your form with your squats, or it's a combination of more than one there. Now these are common issues with all types of squats. I'm not gonna go into every squat variation and go through the different problems, but typically if you focus on your ankles, hips, and core and your form, then your squats are gonna improve. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for episode number 5 on how to program squats in your routine.